Happy new comic book day, webheads. Just taking out Cookie the Corgi out for a walk before I actually head to the comic book store today. So what Glenn Clark wants to know is, do you guys still keep track of your back issues on notebook paper the old-fashioned way? Stay tuned for the haul, guys. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you Spider Slayer's comic book haul. Fans, this is episode 460, and this is the video series where each and every week I show you, my webheads, what I picked up at the comic book store, which is Comic Central. So thank you so much, Comic Central, for providing all those great comic books each and every week. And guys, if you're in the Central Florida area in Sanford, go ahead and tell them that Mike Spider Slayer sent you. All right, guys, so it's time for the mysterious black bag. That's right, guys. Inside are the comic books. Which ones did I get this week? Well, you soon shall find out. So let's check it out, shall we? All right, so inside is our stack. Boom, there we go. And there was a decent amount of comic books. I'm still on the DC Future State train. I'm definitely still reading all those stories just to see what happens with them, even if they weren't very good. I want to just say I have all those DC Future State books. What I do with them in the future, still yet to be determined, but at least I read them all. All right, so let's start off with this week's haul, guys. Let's start off with The Amazing Spider-Man issue 59. Here we have my least favorite Amazing Spider-Man villain, Mr. Negative. The last story for me was I just didn't care so much about it because I'm not a fan of Mr. Negative, and it's just like I don't care about his little pity sorrow story about how, you know, he was so bad and then he became good and he felt like he was good again and he was cleansed of all his like sins and now it's coming back to him. Just wasn't a fan of it. Looks like we're obviously going to get more of that story in this particular book. And then, look, of course, Mr. Negative is going to come back. I mean, that was just on the wall right from the beginning, right? So we'll see what happens with Amazing Spider-Man issue 59. You never know. It could surprise me, right? All right. That's next on the pile here, if there's any order. This is Casual Fling. This is issue 1 of 4. This is done by AWA Upshot Studios. I'm interested in this book because this woman here has a one-night stand, I think, with this guy, and I think he becomes this stalker, and somehow now she has to stop this guy. So here is the particular artwork in this book here. Let's see if there's anything else, you know, worth checking out. Yep, it's going to be a lot of story. Obviously, a story like this, there's not going to be like action. This is not a superhero book, but this is the way your characters look in this particular issue. So here we have that. And yeah, Man's World, huh? I'm curious to see what that's all about. I'm really digging AWA Upshot Studios, man. Their books have been actually really good. So you might want to check this one out. All right, next we have another AWA Upshot Studio book, and this one is Erratic. This is issue 3. I've said this before. I feel like this is their version of like Spider-Man / DC's version of Sideways, and I like this character who has these powers for only 15 minutes in a day. People are trying to possibly expose his secret. The interior artwork in this book is absolutely gorgeous. I really love it. Love all the characters' facial expressions in this book. And this boy, I think his name is Oliver, if I remember correctly, he's trying to fit in this new town that he's living in. And it really ties into the mythos of what's going on in AWA Upshot. So really great book. Definitely suggest you check it out. It's only 5 issues, but who's to say that they won't have a volume 2? All right, next, going back to Marvel, we have those King in Black tie-ins. We have Daredevil. This is issue 27. So love the cover here with Elektra on that cover. And we got her wild hair, which is totally insane. And interior artwork can't be any better, right? I mean, you have Chiquetto's artwork in this. And in the last issue, it was just a creepy, gory, symbiotic horror story. That's what it seemed like. Like, check out the interior artwork in this book, man. Look at the facial expressions. So good. Can't wait to see what happens in this next part here and how it continues to tie into Matt Murdock's story. So really great run. If you haven't checked out Daredevil at all, dude, I say check it out, man. It's so good. All right. Next, we have Fantastic Four issue 29. This is your King in Black tie-in for this particular series. I read issue 28. I just jumped on Fantastic Four once again. So I'm excited to see how this is all going to tie into King in Black. And people have been telling me that Dan Slott's Fantastic Four run has actually been pretty good and that I might like it. So that's why I checked it out, last issue to see how I would like it. And, once King in Black is over, I'm going to continue it and see what it has to offer for me. I haven't liked Fantastic Four all that much as of late, but we'll see what happens. All right. Next, we have Homesick Pilots. This is issue 3. This book is kind of weird, as we get to see this girl who's part of this particular band called the Homesick Pilots. She winds up becoming this host of this creepy ass house, and she had to collect this horseshoe from this woman in the last issue, and we get to see like her bandmates looking for her and they kind of can't find her or whatnot. This is a pretty cool story. I wouldn't say this is the best story as of yet. I'm still looking for more character development. I do like the artwork in here, as it's got this kind of like this psychedelic punk feel to it, but really it's about this girl in this creepy house, how they've kind of bonded together and how she's got to do the biddings for this house. So that's Homesick Pilots. That's issue 3. All right, so now we're going back to more King in Black. So we're going between the Independents and the King in Black tie-ins. We have Black Panther issue 1. So here we have our Black Panther here. Looks like he's going to have to go against the symbiotic dragons that are going to invade Wakanda. That's what looks like is going on here. And he's going to have to deal with that situation. But if there's anybody that can deal with this particular situation, I would think Black Panther could, right? Artwork looks pretty good in this issue. So we'll see what it has to offer. Again, some of these tie-ins have been hit and miss. Some of them have been really good, and some of them have just been okay. So we'll see what Black Panther issue 1 King in Black has to offer. All right. So the next King in Black book is Thunderbolts. This is issue 2. Now, issue 1 was great. I mean, we got introduced to this ragtag team. You would think they were like the Suicide Squad, right? And it was just a complete like mishmash of characters, and they got picked off like right from the start. And I was just laughing so hard. And they had to go on to this mission, and they had to try to get Norman Osborn because he might have some answers for the symbiotic dragons. And no, who's to say? But here's some more of the artwork in here. So I'm looking forward to more of this book. It could be a lot of fun. Huge fan of Taskmaster right now. So we'll see again what this book has to offer. Thunderbolts issue 2. All right. So some of you guys saw this probably on the thumbnail. I wound up getting the first appearance of Monica Rambeau in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual issue 16. I have actually been looking for this issue for a very long time, well before the series has come out, and how she has made her appearance. And my shop actually happened to get a copy of this. So I was like, okay, I'm on board with it. I'm going to pick it up. And it's not a 9/8 in any shape or form. I would probably say that this is probably like an 8/5. Okay. There's a little spine ticks in there, and the colors inside the pages are a little bit off white. So it's definitely not a 9/8, but like I said, 8/5. But nevertheless, it's a hot book right now, and I'm happy to add this to my collection. All right, so now on to the Facebook shout-outs out there. The first one that we're going to be talking about is Jaheen Kareem. He has 4 current copies of Amazing Spider-Man issue 300 that are all graded. His most recent one that he got was an 8.5. The other one he has is a 1.8 and 2.96s. That's a pretty good collection of Amazing Spider-Man issue 300s. I only have one, and it's not graded yet, so I have to send it out there and get it graded. So congratulations there, Jahan. on those amazing Spider-Man issue 300s. Next, we have a longtime member of the group. This is Ken. He is just the comic book collector. He sells books. He does everything with them. But he found himself getting into Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, back when it was Brian Michael Bendis, those original stories. That's when Brian Michael Bendis was at his best. This is when everyone loved Miles Morales, and he's hooked on it, and now he's getting into volume 2. So congratulations, Ken, on finding that story and reading it. I hope you enjoy every single page. And if you guys want to become a member of my Facebook group page called Comic Book Corner 2.0 Webheads Unite, just go on there. And I'll check you out. Make sure you're legit. I'll approve you. And you can share your collections, your hauls each week. And maybe you might be shouted out on future hauls. All right. So speaking of hauls, we're getting back to this one. And the next book we're going to be talking about is Radiant Black by Kyle Higgins. This is a book that's getting a lot of buzz. This is Image's next superhero book. Love the cover here. It very much like pops with the colors here. Here is the interior artwork in case you guys have been on the fence about it, seeing what it looks like. Here we get our main character who looks like he's using his powers for the first time. How does he get these powers? How does he control them? We don't know yet. So I'm very much looking forward to this particular book. You might want to stay tuned to after the poll tomorrow where I will be actually talking about this. So yeah, looking forward to that. All right, next one. Man, we still got more King in Black. Freaking Sword. This is Sword issue 3. I'm not a fan of this right now. And I don't even remember what happened in the last issue. Is that bad? That's how bad of a series for me this is. I just can't seem to get attached to any of these characters. I think the artwork is pretty good in this book, but it's just so forgettable for me. And I'm kind of sticking with Sword because I want to see how it continues to evolve after King in Black. And I don't think they should have launched this title with an event going on in Marvel. So this is kind of forgettable for me. So I'm sorry if I couldn't give you a little bit more of a lowdown of what this series is about. All right, but let's talk about another book that's actually really good. We have Taskmaster. This is issue 3. The last issue, Taskmaster was boss. He sat there and went toe-to-toe with Hyperion, and he beat him. Whoever hasn't read this book, because you're like, Taskmaster, he's a B-rated villain, there's nothing there worthwhile, I'm telling you, read this flippin' book. You will love it, especially after the second issue. The banter between Nick Fury and Taskmaster is absolutely awesome. They got to go on this mission to prove that Taskmaster didn't kill Maria Hill and Black Widow's been going after him. It's so good, man. It's such an awesome book. I love it. This will be another book that I will be talking about tomorrow and after the poll. Hopefully, again, you guys will check out that series. Taskmaster, this is issue 3. All right, the next one. This actually got my cover of the week. I love this. This is like Valentine's Day's coming around the corner, right? It's right on Sunday. You got these two in love. There's all this action going around in the background. I'm just like, yeah, man, that's so awesome. But we get to see Quentin Quire in this issue, and he's always a lot of fun in X-Force. And X-Force is one of my favorite X titles right now. I do love the artwork. I do love the stories that go on. I love the interaction between the particular characters. It's a good book, man. I find it, again, that it is a lot of fun. Check out all the stuff that's going on here. So I'm very curious to see what this story has to offer and the interaction between these two characters here. So that's X-Force issue 17. All right. So next, I think we're diving into DC, and we're going to be talking about DC Future State. So probably the best one out of the bunch besides Yara Flor is Dark Detective. We are on issue number 3 when it comes to this series. Dan Mora's artwork has been absolutely outstanding. Here we got which looks like the next Batman and the Dark Detective, Bruce Wayne, going toe-to-toe with each other. That's going to be interesting. And what do you guys think about that Future State Gotham book that's coming out that's going to be touching on the Magistrate altogether? Are you guys excited about that particular book? Here's more of that artwork, okay? And then obviously you're going to get backup stories there as well. So here you got one with the Huntress on there. So that's pretty cool. It has to do with the grifters. So that grifter backup story in the last issue was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Where a grifter had to get with what was it? Not Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox. What's his name? Lucius. I don't remember. I'll have to cut that out. All right. So next on the list, we have Superman, Wonder Woman. This is issue 2. If I remember correctly, they were doing battle against a sun god or creature or whatnot. And it's a battle of the sun, Earth Sun or this sun god. Wasn't my favorite issue out of the bunch when it came to DC Future State. But again, like I said earlier, I'm buying these books just to finish the story. The story could get better as it goes along, could have a good ending, and it could maybe spawn off into something else into the future. All right. The next one here, this one was actually good, and this one is only a $3.99 book. This is Robin Eternal. Robin Eternal, last issue, we get to see him team up with Stephanie Brown, which was kind of cool, and he winds up having to stop these robots that are getting these Lazarus chips that are making these robots immortal. So they go to the source of the production site. Robin winds up getting killed in the last issue, and then he pops out of the ground or out of the pit or the stuff that was oozing all out of him, and he's like alive again. Like, you witnessed him. You did. He died, and he came back alive again. So that's kind of cool. And now looks like obviously he's immortal here. So that's why this book is called Robin Eternal. But again, I think the artwork is okay. At times when I read it last issue, it seemed a little stiff. I do like the colors here. It looks pretty bright and vibrant. Actually, artwork looks better this time around. Like the facial expressions there between the two characters. So we'll see how this story finishes up. All right. The next one we have is Justice League issue 2. I really enjoyed Justice League issue 1. I loved how we have our next generation of heroes of characters in there. And then they had all these rules where they can't know each other's names and identities, but they kind of do anyway. And we had white Martians posing as heroes, and everyone's getting confused and killing each other. But look at the artwork in here, man. I love the way this looks. Paneling is really nice as well. Again, I would love to see this book as a, Justice League Future State book as an ongoing. This could be better than Brian Michael Bendis' Justice League. You never know, guys. So raise your hand if you might want to see that Justice League book in the future when it comes to this right here. All right. So, and then also, if you're a fan of Justice League Dark, you're going to get the continuation of that story also. All right. Next one here is Kara Zor-El, Superwoman. Yeah. She's battling an eel here. I'm not going to lie, though. That is kind of cool. Like, she's using her heat vision, and like you can see it going through the creature. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. The artwork is actually nice. I really enjoy the artwork in this. It's different. It's got like this pastel colors. I'm not sure if I really like the character design, but nevertheless, it's not bad. But the story itself made me not really care all that much about Kara and who she's trying to rescue. But nevertheless, like I said, I'm going to finish it. Going to see what happens with it. And maybe it might be better this second issue around. All right. The next one, and I'm curious to see how this one is going to turn out. This is Green Lanterns. This is Green Lantern issue 2. Now, you had your main story with John Stewart on there, and that was still going on, but you had 2 backup stories that ended. So maybe now in these other stories, we're going to see different lanterns. So it looks like it says also featuring John Stewart and Teen Lantern. So you're going to get Teen Lantern back in there. But this is the continuation of that main story that we talked about, right? And then let's see where we're getting here. And then, then you have the story with Teen Lantern. Maybe that's just the only other story in there. So if you want to get to learn more about her, she was in Young Justice, and maybe this is the story that could flesh out that character for you, and you might learn to like her because she's coming out with a series in the future, I think. I forgot what it was. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. All right. Next, this is mixed in the DC books, Sweet Tooth, The Return. I'm actually going to read these again all at once to get a better understanding of the story. I did not read volume 1, so I find myself a little bit lost. But nevertheless, I want to check it out and see, when I have all the issues, read it all together to see if I understand more. Again, the artwork is pretty good. This is Jeff Lemire. His stories are all pretty awesome. We get to see be prepared for a lot of advertisements when it comes to Infinite Frontier here. I mean, it's like everywhere. So be ready for that. So we'll see what happens with Sweet Tooth if I continue it going forward. And then last but not least, guys, Teen Titans issue 2. This book had mixed reviews. Issue 1 did. And I thought it was an okay issue. There was just a lot of holes. I called it a Swiss cheese issue because you don't exactly know everything that is going on when it comes to the Teen Titans and their story and what has happened to them and how the Academy was formed. And I want to learn all that stuff, but I think we're going to get all that when Future State is over. Here's some of the interior artwork in this book. We get to see all kinds of different types of characters in this issue. What is up with Roundhouse there? Dude, that's so messed up. Here's more Infinite Frontier. Yeah, they're all doing battle against each other for some reason. They're all angry, right? Well, look, is that Wally? You guys are going to be upset again because he's evil. So Raven's in there. Yep. That's for sure. Look, more Wally stuff. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to be happy. And then there's Teen Titans issue 2. And there is the haul, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Now I want to know in the comments below, what are you looking forward to most reading? What you picked up? Any keys that you picked up in your haul this week? And again, if you want to join that Facebook group, go for it. And guys, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell. And guys, if you like my content, I'll leave you more content right here, and I'll see you guys on that next video. Happy New Comic Book Day, guys.